Well, that was a bit of a crazy old football weekend, wasn't it, in the Premier League? Game week 9 definitely showed us who the real chasers are when it comes to the Premier League title. The relegation battle is wide open as well, everybody. Welcome along to Football Talks. This is my other channel. Thank you. If you have just jumped across from Forever United TV, please get your comments in the comments section live with us right now. And also, please make sure that you have subscribed as well. It is fully interactive this morning. We're talking about all of the weekend's action. I'm going to bring up my predictions and what I said on Friday and see how many of them scores I actually got right. Can you remember what I said? I'm going to bring them up in part of the show. We're going to go through each game quickly, the stats and everything that happened. But I think there's only one place really to start when we're talking about the Premier League this weekend, and that is where the Premier League is actually going. Because when you look at the Arsenal game, for instance, this I think is key now, and I think it's just becoming a little bit boring, isn't it? But the question I'm asking right at the top of the show here again is, it looks all too easy for Arsenal right now. It looks very, very easy. It is our next game that we've got coming up here. I'm going to bring up the stats, the tables and everything on the screen, as you can see. But let's look at this. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal limit Crystal Palace to one shot on David Raya's goal. Is it becoming a case of here that you have to be boring, pragmatic, and just complete solid defensive mode type of football to actually win the title? Mikel Arteta has abandoned his footballing philosophy. He's learned. Now, you could say that this is a good thing, this is a bad thing. I actually think that he's abandoned what his original football philosophy was when he came into Arsenal. The nice, pretty football and attacking, free-flowing stuff. It just stopped. Stopped dead. And this happened a couple of seasons ago. And he's tweaked it and adapted it. And when he sees an opportunity, he goes for the throats of the opposition. And we've seen that against Atletico Madrid in the week when they beat them 4-0. It was a great win. But in the Premier League, he's just doing what other teams are not. Arsenal have conceded only 3 goals this season. That's staggering. That is absolutely mind-boggling as to that defensive record. And that is what looks like, for me anyway, and I want to get your opinions on this, this is where Arsenal actually win the league. It's the defence. If they can keep this up, then they're just going to walk this league, because everybody else is falling away. I made a piece last night on Forever United TV about Manchester City. Without Erling Haaland, Manchester City, I know he's part of their squad and you still count him anyway, but if he doesn't score, nobody else scores. So, again, Manchester City losing games because Haaland's not scoring goals. Arsenal are spreading the goals around and have got a fantastic defensive record. 3 goals conceded, like I said. And that, I feel, is what's going to win them the league. But look, I'm open to this and I want to get your thoughts on this, everybody. So please get into the chat and let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel is the right, well, let's just say, the right way to play football. Is there a right way to play football? We've seen more of the pragmatic type, long balls, long throw-ins, set pieces. This, I think, it's really, I think, coming into its own right now. And I think that Arsenal have taken it to a new extreme, a completely new extreme. And I think what we're looking at here is a new age of football. And the league leaders of the Premier League, Arsenal, are leading the way with it. But I'm going to ask the question now, will Arsenal choke? Will they bottle it? Is this a new Arsenal? Have they convinced you that they have changed? Is it the old way that Arteta played that I said to you, that abandoned philosophy that he's got, that was the old Arsenal and the choky Arsenal? Is this Arsenal a different Arsenal? And what I think is happening here is, I don't think Arsenal have got that same, I don't think they've got that same sort of choke in them. I don't. I'm just looking at them now. They've got quality all over the pitch. I hinted at it on Forever United TV just a moment ago. Arsenal's squad is built to win. It's as simple as that. They've got quality everywhere and depth all over the pitch. They've got 2 players for each position and still got players to come back from injury as well. It is scary, Arsenal's squad at the moment, in terms of how many players they've actually got. So is that the difference right now? And that, I feel, is, I think that's where it's all going to change this season. I don't think Arsenal can lose this. I really don't think that Arsenal can lose this. Do you feel like Arsenal have still got it in them to choke on this? Get some comments in, everybody. Please let me know what you're thinking. They scored again from a set piece yesterday. Tomo says, Arsenal rely too much on set pieces. They are both, they bore me to death. They are boring. They are absolutely, probably, they were the worst team to watch, effectively. They're the tidiest football team in the league right now, but they're the worst to watch because they're just going through the motions and doing exactly what's necessary. This is the worry, I think, for everybody else right now. The stats tell you there, 540 passes near enough, 83% pass accuracy. It's like a machine at the moment. They only had 3 shots on target themselves in the game. Look at it as a spectacle. It just doesn't look like a good game of football, does it? But it is so effective. And that's going to be the difference, I think, this season. Quality wins games, but experience wins titles. We're talking about Carlos Baleba being a £100 million player in the FUTV show this morning. And you compare him to players of the same price, like Declan Rice. I'm sorry, it's night and day in terms of quality. This is the problem that the rest of the league has got right now. Is another one coming in here. PC Master says, so what if Haaland is top scorer for City? If City winning, is City winning the league? Maybe or no. That Haaland scoring in so many goals in, it doesn't matter. Did he score when City need him? No. This is the thing. Like, City are 5th in the Premier League, and they've got Haaland, who's on 11 league goals this season. This, I think, is massive. This, I think, is a point proven, really, because when we look at it, we've got, I feel, right now, a title race that really isn't competitive. It isn't. I just feel like Arsenal have got goals all over the place, and Manchester City are relying on one player at the moment. Liverpool cannot blend all of their new signings together, and there's no one else really who has got the experience of competing for a title. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs are doing well, Bournemouth are doing well, Sunderland are up there, but none of them teams are going to compete for the title. We know this. And if you're honest with yourself, really, right now, is this title race already over? If Arsenal are still not even got going yet and they're still just winning games because no one can score against them, it's just going to be, I think, probably one of the worst title run-ins that we could have. We need someone to really get into their stride and really start challenging. I just don't see it from any of the normal teams that are up there fighting against Arsenal. That's the worry that I've got, that the title is just going to be one of them dull, drab affairs. Liverpool falling away completely. Look, we're going to run through the games anyway and get into everything because we need to go through my predictions as well. So let's just get through all of these games now and talk about it. But keep your comments coming in on Arsenal as well. In terms of the most impressive result this weekend, I mean, I have to say, Spurs, wow. The Spurs have got some big games coming up recently, but Spurs 3-0 win, the first team to win at the John Dickinson Stadium against Everton. Yes, set pieces again, crucial. Everton conceding from set pieces is something to be talked about as well because they're usually solid under David Moyes. But Tottenham there, looking at that, look, 7 shots, 4 on target, clinical. Passing accuracy for both sides yesterday was absolutely phenomenal, by the way, in that game. And it was a really intriguing one because the clinicalness of Tottenham is there for everybody to see. Like Everton, 12 shots, 2 on target. The next few games for Spurs are going to be very, very crucial, though, I think. And that's where it's going to be a difference for them. Could they be the ones that actually upset everybody? Their next 3 games... And listen to this. This is Spurs' next 3 games. Chelsea at home, Manchester United at home, and Arsenal away. That's what Thomas Frank has got on the agenda right now for Tottenham. That's what he's up against. And obviously, that's just in the Premier League. You've got the Cups to be thrown in to the mix there as well. So Tottenham's next 3 games, I think, are going to be very, very crucial. If they get through them games and they're still in the top 4, then massive credit to Thomas Frank. I think he's done a fantastic job so far. He's got Spurs really, really competing. But that is a real test. Chelsea need to bounce back. The fact that it's at the Spurs stadium may benefit Spurs. on that one. But that's this weekend's game. We're going to be all over that this weekend. But I think that's a massive game for both Maresca and Spurs right now. Spurs to prove that they are the real deal. And Maresca's fighting for his job because Chelsea, my God, Chelsea. We'll get onto them when we move on to the Saturday games. But I actually think that Spurs right now and where they are in the league, I think you can only say well done to Thomas Frank. He has got that team playing. Third in the league, 5 points off Arsenal. The only ones really competing goal difference-wise as well. Well done to Thomas Frank and Spurs. Absolutely brilliant performance so far. Let's mix it up and go down. No, in fact, let's stay up there at the moment because we need to talk about Aston Villa's resurgence and their form at the moment. Villa beating Manchester City yesterday. Again, look at City, man alive. Wasted opportunities, and tiki-taka football just does not work anymore. 90% pass accuracy off the shot, off around 500 passes for Manchester City. It's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. It's what chances you can create. And for City to hit 4 shots on target out of 19 attempts. Wow. Bernardo Silva last night having a go at everybody, saying that they were 2 seconds behind every single tackle that Villa put in. They didn't want it as much. Club captain coming out, criticising his players. Erling Haaland doesn't score. City fail again. Second defeat this season where Erling Haaland hasn't scored and City have lost. In fact, the other game that City lost, Haaland did score in that game to keep them in it against Brighton, and they still lost that game as well. Without him at the moment, it just goes to show how important he is and what a player he actually is, Erling Haaland. But when he doesn't score, City don't win. It's as simple as that. And that, I think, will be the undoing of Man City. If you take Haaland out the game, there isn't enough quality around him at the moment or players in form for City that are going to hold them up. And Aston Villa did an absolute number. Credit to Unai Emery. 5 defeats, no wins at all. No, in fact, I think it was 5 games without a win. I think they drew 1 game. But it was 4 games into the season without scoring. And now look at that league table and where Aston Villa actually are. And now they've climbed up 4 wins in a row. They're on a par near enough with Arsenal's form. Villa are in 8th position. After not winning in the opening 4 in the relegation zone, Unai Emery again has proved his quality as a manager. If we're going to talk about Thomas Frank and his start, we have to talk about the managerial qualities that Unai Emery has got as well. I did not see that coming. But Aston Villa have got the hoodoo over Manchester City at the moment, haven't they? They really have. And they are going to be a real threat this season. Again, Aston Villa. I'm going to be up there alongside Manchester United fighting for them European places. So, yeah, I think this is all exciting for the Premier League in terms of the top 4 race. It's a shame that no one has got that extra little bit of quality to actually take on Arsenal at the moment, which is really annoying, but because we all want to see a good title race, I just don't see it happening. I really don't see this happening at all. So let's just see what happens. You never know. Please keep liking the video as well, everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. We're on the march. We're trying to get to that 10k mark before the end of the year. Can we do it? Get in there and give me your thoughts, everybody, in the comment section as well on all of these games and standouts. Keep your conversations going. Thanks for getting involved, everybody, again this morning and staying with us from that Forever United TV stream onto this one here on Football Talks. Moving forward into the other games this weekend, and again, we were talking about Frank doing well. We're talking about Unai Emery doing well. What about Iraola at Bournemouth? Man, this guy just keeps on going. Forest put up a little bit of a fight at weekends, but the quality of Bournemouth right now, nobody can deny it. They're absolutely flying right now, and massive credit. I keep saying it every single game week, don't I? The players that they have lost and where they are in the league, it's absolutely ridiculous. It really is, and massive. It's huge. 18 points. They're literally 4 points behind Arsenal. Can they mount a challenge? Look, they haven't got any European football to deal with. Can Bournemouth keep going? That's another question I want to ask the chat there. Can Bournemouth actually keep going and keep this up? Nottingham Forest under Sean Dyche. Welcome to the Premier League. Welcome to how difficult it really is. Another defeat, another game without a goal for Nottingham Forest as well. is becoming a common trend. I don't think they've scored in the last 3 now in the league. I think it's Newcastle, Chelsea, and now against Bournemouth. It's not looking good at all for Forest. Big game this weekend against Manchester United for them. So let's see how he does in that one. Moving on to the bottom half of the table, though, the relegation fights. And that game between Wolves and Burnley. Wolves coming back from 2-0 down the first half. That is something on its own. But then Burnley getting the win. Again, credit to Burnley. That's their 3rd win of the season. And now 5 points clear of the relegation zone with Forest dropping in place of Burnley. I just didn't see this coming. I didn't. I thought Burnley would start to tumble a little bit. But looking at that, back-to-back wins for Scott Parker and Burnley. And credit to them. Again, look, even match against Wolves there. 7 shots on target apiece. And just clinical from Burnley, good finishing, and look, you can't say much more. Again, it just shows that the Premier League is a very, very tough league, and it's going to be hard to call who actually goes down this season, because you would automatically always go to the promoted sides, wouldn't you? You go to the teams that got promoted last season, like last year when we had Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton, all going straight back down. You look at the amount of points that the promoted sides have accumulated together combined compared to what it was last season. It's staggering. 3 Premier League teams, established Premier League teams from last season in the bottom 3 right now. Burnley, Leeds and Sunderland nowhere near relegation as it stands right now, and comfortably adapting to Premier League life. Credit to every single one of them. Credit to every single one of them coaches and their teams for competing in the Premier League. On to Saturday's games. Of course, Manchester United beaten Brighton. I've already talked enough about that in terms of where United are at right now, on a roll. Big game against Nottingham Forest this weekend. But again, looking at Manchester United's stats through the game, they are more than competing now. And I think it is a completely different looking Manchester United side going forward. And European football should be a top priority for Manchester United now. Champions League or Europa League, how far they can go will be determined, like we were just saying on Forever United TV, off AFCON and that festive period going into the new year with what players we've got missing there. But United sat comfortably in 6th at the moment, right there, level on points with Man City in 5th. Goes to show the improvement and what a good run of games can do for you. Newcastle, I'll go to Newcastle next because they needed that win against Fulham. Newcastle still not really hitting the heights that you'd expect them. Isak leaving has left such a gaping hole. I know they got the win, but Fulham are in poor form at the moment, and it was tight. It could have gone either way, that game. But Newcastle winning it is massive for Eddie Howe, because it just keeps Newcastle up there, mid-table at the moment. They need to start winning away from home now. They're not winning away from home, and that, I think, is going to be the difference for Newcastle this season. Not having Isak and that clinical goal scorer in their side is killing them right now, I feel. And I think they're still going to struggle. I really do think that they are going to struggle, Newcastle, this season. They need to start picking up points on the road. Otherwise, they're going to stay where they are. And Champions League, yes, it's great being in it, but is it going to be the same again the last 4 years? Newcastle, no European football, then make the Champions League. And then they play in the Champions League and they fall out of Europe completely. And then again, without Champions League football or any distractions domestically, they have a great season last season and get back into the Champions League. Are we going to get it again this season with Newcastle and Eddie Howe, and him not having the funds and the squad depth to cope with both European and Premier League football? It looks like it's going that way for me, and that would be the concern for the Geordies, I think, right now, more than anything. But yes, I think away form is going to be crucial. I mean, we know it as Manchester United. I know it as a Man United fan. Like, not winning away from home, no matter what you do at Old Trafford, you're still going to stay in amongst that, just on the outskirts of the European football. You need to start winning away games. Otherwise, it just won't happen. Moving on to the next game, which obviously is that big one on Saturday evening. Liverpool, it is all falling apart. Look, I think I've said more than enough on this, but look at Brentford's stats there. It just goes to show you possession football doesn't win the day. And Arne Slot bitching and moaning about what teams are doing, how they're playing against his side, and him not having an answer for it, I would be concerned as a Liverpool fan right now. 34% possession for Brentford, and they were one shot behind Liverpool's 18. So 17 shots for Brentford, 18 for Liverpool, and they still managed to get the same shots on target with 34% of the possession. Massive, massive win for Brentford, and fully deserved as well. Liverpool's form at the moment is an absolute disaster. They are all over the place right now, Liverpool, and not surprised they are plummeting down the table. And I said it, with Arsenal doing what they're doing, basics, no drama football, Liverpool haven't got a clue where they are right now. Liverpool have lost as many games this season already as they did in the entirety of all of last season. So that is a massive concern. It has to be a massive concern for the Liverpool fans. And I just think that Arne Slot is going to be called into question. And I don't think, and I haven't changed my mind from what I said at the weekend, does Arne Slot really need to be looked at here as the right man for Liverpool? Seems crazy after he won the league, but I just don't think I don't think he's able to handle these new players coming in. I don't think he's the right man to handle this situation. You cannot keep talking the way you're talking and coming up with excuses as to why your team isn't working, and then actually saying on top of that, I don't know how to fix it. I mean, seriously? Sloppy slot, as Stu says in the chat there. It is. Oh, God. It's crazy. It is crazy. But, look, he has to make something happen, and something happen very, very quickly. But Liverpool's games are not easy either at the moment coming up. They have got some massive games. In the next four, I think they've got Aston Villa, who are the form team in the league right now, coming up. They've got Real Madrid in the Champions League. They've got, I think, Crystal Palace coming up as well, who have got the real sort of like jinx on them at the moment. And Man City as well in the next four games. I think it's Palace, Villa, Madrid, City for Liverpool. Oh, it doesn't get any easier, does it? It really doesn't. Oh, that is a frightening set of fixtures. When you are on the back of 4 straight league defeats, Palace, Villa, City in the league, and then Real Madrid, especially after how they're playing this season, winning El Clasico last night as well. Oh, I'd be worried. I would be very worried as a Liverpool fan right now. It's not looking good. That's all I'm saying. It's looking horrible, actually. All right. Moving on to the next fixtures, and one more in Saturday's fixtures. Sorry, I didn't bring up, and this was the disaster, which is Chelsea at the moment. Very, very inconsistent. No idea what his best team is. We talked about this yesterday, so I don't want to go too much into Chelsea. But again, I'm listening to fans after the game going in on Garnacho. That's all over social media at the moment. It's just an absolute minefield right now for Chelsea. And you don't know what team is going to turn up. You don't know who's going to play. I don't think Maresca understands what his best team is. And that's a recipe for disaster. So, again, Chelsea, nope. And Sunderland, credit to them. Absolutely. Like they're now in the Champions League. They're 4th in the league after 9 games. This is a newly promoted side that hasn't been in the top flight for God knows how long. 4th after 9 games. It will get harder, and they probably will come unstuck at times, but they are doing more than enough right now to solidify their place in the top flight, aren't they? And that, I think, is where the credit needs to go. It needs to be on Sunderland actually having 17 points now. They'll be thinking, how quickly can we get? And I think Debris was actually saying it at weekend. He was saying that it's how quick we can get to that magic 40-point mark. I think that's key, getting them points in the bag. Right, let's get through my predictions and what actually happened this weekend. So I'm going to just bring them up on my screen so I've got them. And you can check back on the weekend as well. Sorry, on Friday's video, so you know I'm not cheating. I haven't changed that. I've not changed that top pin comments on my prediction show on Friday, so you know that I'm not lying here either on this one. But these are my predictions from the weekend. So let's just get into these. So, all right, okay. First of all, the results. I'll go from the Friday. So it turned out Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's just make it easy for myself first of all. Let's get all of the results up on the screen. So we've got them. Right. So I went 1-1 in the game between West Ham and Leeds. So straight away, I'm off to a losing start there. I said Jarrod Bowen to score 1-1. It was close. 2-1. I was only one goal out. So I've lost the first game. So unfortunately, a one down for me. I'm looking to beat my record, which is 5 correct results so far. That's my best that I've done in a Premier League weekend. So game 1 done. I did say though, however, this is the good bit now. I did say that Brentford would beat Liverpool and Thiago would score, and you can see that on that previous video from Friday. It's there. It's the pinned comments, and you can see if a comment's been edited as well, because it'll have edited next to it. It's not. So I went with, and you can go and watch the video back anyway. So I got the goal scorer right and I got a result right on that one. So there you go. That is one win for me. I then did say that Manchester United would beat Brighton. I went 3-1. I was close to that as well until that last bit of injury time completely threw that result out. I just didn't get Sesko. I had Sesko to score and United to win 3-1. But I got the result right and Sesko got an assist. So maybe could claim a little bit there. I went 2-1 Fulham with Anthony Gordon to score for Newcastle. So I got the result and the score right on that one. So that's 3 correct so far. I just missed out on the goal scorer on that one. I said Chelsea would beat Sunderland 3-1. So lost on that one. That was the surprise of the weekend for me, that result. I went Arsenal to beat Palace 1-0. You can check it. I'm not lying here. Honestly, you can check it. So there's 4 correct results already. And I got the score bang on as well on that one. So that's 2 correct score lines and results so far. Man, I'm on fire. I went Villa to beat Man City 2-1. So I got another result bang on the money. Just didn't get the score line quite right. But 1 goal in it. So you got to give me credit for that. I said Villa would win. I also said Bournemouth would beat Forest 1-0. They beat them 2-0. I had Semenyo to score in that one. So I have now beaten my old record. I've got 6 correct score lines. 6 correct results in the bag now. So get in there. I had a good feeling about this weekend, actually. So I'm 60% because Wolves didn't beat Burnley. Damn it. So I lost that one. I went 2-0 Wolves. Larson did score finally, though, for me for Wolves. So I got the score right. And I went Everton 2, Spurs 2, and Jimmy Garner to score. So I didn't do too bad. I got 6 results out of the 10 games this weekend. So I'm quite happy with that. I did all right in there. And I'm definitely getting better. I think I'm watching more and more football now and I'm gauging teams. I tell you what, I think the most impressive one was knowing exactly what Arsenal would do to Crystal Palace and beating them 1-0. And trust me on this, if you don't believe me, then you can go back on the video to Friday. All of these predictions that I put out and the 6 right predictions that I got. Who'd have thought? Who says I'm miles away? I'm not miles away. I'm nowhere near. I've got 6 right results there, Declan. Come on, mate. Give me some credit. Anyway, I think to go into a weekend and say that City would lose, Arsenal would lose. Sorry, City would lose, Liverpool would lose, and Manchester United would win was big. I think I should start putting money on these, actually. So I might just actually start backing myself on some of these and going for it. Let me know what you think in the comments, everybody, on that idea. But yeah, I've actually done quite good in there as well. What was the surprise result of the weekend, everybody? Get into the comments section and let me know, please, everyone. What was the standout victory at the Virgin Mary? People changing their names just confuses me on YouTube all of the time. Adam's on fire. Your betting app's petrified. I like it, Stu. Keep it coming. Let's see what we've got here. Come on. You didn't get 6 right results. I did. Didn't I? I said 6. I got 6 overall. What did I have? Let me just get this right again. Cantona says I didn't get 6. Have I miscalculated myself there? So I got Brentford right. I got United right. I got Newcastle right. I got Arsenal right. I got Villa right. I got Bournemouth right. Yeah, I got 6. 6 results. Brentford to win, United to win, Newcastle to win, Arsenal to win, Villa to win, Bournemouth to win. 6. I can see it right there in front of me. People question me, trying to take my glory away. Come on. Brentford. Yeah, I said Brentford. Brentford won. I was talking about the results, not the scoreline. I did say that at the point. It was about the results. So you can talk about the scoreline, but the results. So 6 right. Yeah, that's what I said. 6 right. Everyone's making me doubt myself right now in the chats. Come on, people. You're supposed to be with me on this one. Look, that is... yeah, you can win 6 million. You can win $1 million on the soccer sixes. I should do it, really, and just try and play along with it and see how well I do. But that is it for now, everybody. Thank you so much for being part of the show this morning. Again, double header done this Monday morning. Enjoy your Monday, everybody. I will be back later on with any updates on any news or anything significant here on Football Talks, and of course on Forever United TV as well. Cheers, everybody. Have a fantastic Monday, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all later on.